Afternoon here in Greece, maybe morning for many of you over in the States. I am out in my outdoor studio. The weather is finally wonderful. Still needs kind of a sweater to, because summer is late in coming to Greece this year. But it's so beautiful here. Let me show you again my view, which is, there's nothing like it. You never get tired of this view. Yeah, I'm all a mess here. I'm moving my you can see kind of a painting there. I've got a table, just almost a plein air type setup that I'm going to be using. And I thought I would just start doing that this year because it's so nice to sit out here. It's so nice to sit out here. And it's also nice to get out of my regular, normal little studio. And I'm not sure exactly how much. I kind of have this place for my more from acrylics, like the abstract work, the things that you don't have to worry about so much if bugs come and sit on your canvas at night, because acrylics dry so quickly and you haven't really got a problem with that. But with oils, when I've set up an outdoor studio in the summer times, in the evenings, all sorts of critters come and they fly around, they get stuck in the oils, and I don't like that. I suppose I don't mind if mosquitoes get stuck, but mosquitoes hardly ever get stuck. They're all these little, moths and things of that nature. I don't want them stuck on my oil paint, but if I'm using acrylics and I'm out here, it's a whole different feel, or gouache. And I have my, I don't know if you can see it, right? You can see my easel right behind the pole. It's my plein air easel that I use, the smaller one. I have a larger pochade box, but it's so big that it would be the kind of thing that I would keep in a car, so that if I am driving around and I see something and I have the time, I don't have to rush to get back to catch the last ferry. I can stop and open up the trunk and just paint it from there. But it is quite big. It's a 12 by 16, I believe, or maybe even a little bit bigger. It's too big. It's too big. It was a mistake. I should not have bought that, especially before I even knew very much about plein air painting. Just too cumbersome and unneeded. So my husband, partner, fisherman made this little box for me, and it works beautifully. It works beautifully, fits in backpacks easily. It's just so much easier to use. So I'm just outside here. I've got all my stuff, do my writing. I'm going to work on a newsletter today and just kickstart this week. I recently uploaded a video on using black. Like I've said before, I'm going into my paint drawer where I just keep all the paints that I never use, and I'm just going to use them and do these landscape paintings, this landscape painting challenge, and just sitting down to really get a handle on these different paints that I never use. They're just not on my palette. So what am I missing, right? I'm missing a lot by not understanding how these paints work, if they work, if there's something that I want to continue using. so that when I get back to the city and I need to buy some paints, I have a larger breadth of understanding of what I want to use. So that's if I were to give advice about what kind of paints to use, my advice is almost always, right, start with a limited palette if you're a beginner. And gosh, even if you're an intermediate artist, an advanced artist, every once in a while, really kick back to the limited palette and make it work. Allow yourself the inability to mix exactly the right color that you need because the pigments that you have on this limited palette, and I mean like a primary limited palette, a yellow, red, and a blue and a white. Like if you're using a specific kind of red and it's just not mixing the right way that you want with the blue, use it. Figure out how to use it to make it work in your paintings. And I guess I would suggest this if you're a plein air painter when you're out plein air painting, because you're not in your studio, you're not going to get stuck on exactly the right hue. What you really want to get stuck on is getting the right value, not hue. The value is what's important. And that's part of what this landscape painting challenge, a 30-minute landscape painting challenge that I'm putting together right now is all about. It's forcing myself, because I'm a slow painter, so it's forcing myself to move a lot faster. It's forcing me to take stock and learn how to express on my canvas the right values. That's my number one thing. And not getting bogged down in the details. That is also my number one thing. I've got a couple number one things that I'm working on. But working large mass to small and really getting that in, pushing myself so that when I come to a painting, when I'm out plein air painting especially, it just happens very quickly, because I'm doing this 30-minute landscape challenge. And I think these are really important steps to take when you are out, when you're an artist, is to push beyond what you know, push beyond where your comfort levels. Just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, because that's the artist. The artist has nothing to do with if you're a talented person and you've just always been able to paint and people just put you in that box of you're talented. That's BS, big time BS. We're all talented and we are all creative. And so it's a matter of taking the knowledge that you have and using it efficiently so that you can step beyond that level. Right? So you're a beginner, you learn these, 5 basic things that you need to learn to put a landscape painting together, a still life painting, a portrait, something like that, right? Whatever it is that you're interested in painting. You learn these basic steps, these foundational steps, and it's like a diving board. So like you're building this diving board and understanding how it works and where it bends and how much it's going to propel you out into that open space as you dive into the new waters before you in your creative, in your creativity, and I just think that doing these challenges is a great way, especially for studio painters, for the ones who don't get out plein air painting, the painters that really get stuck on what should be done, on how it's supposed to be. And I think, what I'm finding in these landscape painting challenges is that I am forced, because of the time limit of 30 minutes, and can anybody really actually paint a successful landscape in 30 minutes? Well, yeah, maybe. I think some people can do it pretty quickly, and I think I'll be able to do it pretty quickly. if I can get those basic things just like that, like not thinking about, not pondering over and really checking and squinting down, like seeing a mass and understanding that this green area with this yellowy area is all the same mass. It's one mass. It's all in the mid ground, and it's all the same value. So just put it in as one and then break it down even more, right? But just get the major shapes in. And you know, I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but my very first landscape challenge, 30 minutes, I thought there's no way I was going to get this done. And I actually got it done. It was 35 minutes. I went over my time a little bit, but I actually got it done. And it's very general, just basic shapes, right? And you know exactly what you're looking at. It's actually a successful little painting. And it was such a lesson. A lot of times, you know, they say that beginner's luck. when you start doing something and you know you just happen to put it together because you're not thinking about it too much. It just happens. That's what happened on this painting, because now the last two paintings were kind of yeah, okay, they work. You know what you're looking at. I got the masses in. I think this next painting, the fourth one that I'm going to be doing in this landscape painting challenge, hopefully I am going to take the lessons that I learned from the last two, the mistakes that I have made, and pull it through in 30 minutes quite nicely. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, so that's all I've got today in my new little studio space, and I'm quite happy to be out here. It's lovely. It's just a lovely day today. So with that, you guys be inspired. Hey, Pixie Dust, how you doing? I'm working on the landscape painting challenge, getting it together. It may be, hopefully, I keep saying Saturday, and then Saturday comes and I'm not able to. And I may not be able to do it again this week because I'll have to be leaving the island on Wednesday, perhaps Thursday, it depends. And I've got some things that I need to take care of down in the city, and I'm not sure when I'll be back. So Pixie Dust, if it's not this next week, it will be the next. I'm putting it together. I am filming. I want to be with you guys talking about the landscape and putting it together that way. So give me some time, Pixie Dust. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. I am going to be signing off and getting back to work, and I will see you all later. Bye. Bye.